Do you have any idea how old this oak tree probably is? Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Homesteading Off the Grid. I'm going to go down the road away and record a little bit more because we hear some lawn mowers or something over here, but I had to get a shot of this oak tree. I mean, this depth perception here, whatever, isn't doing it justice. It would take 3 men of my size to get our arms around that. I bet you that oak tree, and it's a white oak, I bet you that thing's over 300 years old. So look at this view. Doing one of my loops again today. This is a 6-mile loop. I call this one the short loop because it's only 6 miles. But there's some beautiful scenery out here. I'm going to show you some of it, and I'm going to tell you exactly why I love America. There's a list. I could name 1,000 different reasons why I love America. Man, look at these horses. There's some horses back there. You got to know how to look to see them. Just like everything else you see in these videos, potentially. All right, let me get down the road, get away from these mowers. Wait till you see the scenery on this loop, guys. It's absolutely beautiful. And the scenery is not why I love America. I'm going to tell you. A little further down the road. Okay, so I didn't make it very far up the road, but I had to stop and get a video of this tree. Guys, I know, just a tree. What's so... Man, no, I'm not going to trespass and go over there. But this is a poplar tree. Yellow tulip poplar, and this has got to be the biggest poplar tree I've ever seen in my life. There's my bike. It's a little tiny. My bike, this tree is wider than my bike. I guarantee you this tree is over 300 years old. I've been up to Mount Vernon. That was George Washington's home. I go up there every few years, and there's still poplar trees that he planted when he was living that line his driveway of his mansion. This tree's bigger. So this tree was here before during George Washington's time. This is just absolutely amazing, guys. Absolutely stunning. All right. Oh man, this is beautiful. This is what I get to wake up to every day, guys. Every freaking day. You have no clue how excited I am to jump out of bed, get on my bike, put on my running shoes, and just come out and see this stuff. Bear with me, guys. I'm doing this with my phone. I just want to give you a view of what I see when I do this. Absolutely gorgeous. That's a new house. I don't think that was there a couple years ago. So is it because of these beautiful views? That's just one of the thousands and thousands of reasons, but that's not the main one. I'm getting to it. I know, I'm trailing you along, and I bet you're enjoying the ride. We were out here the other day, but it's so beautiful, it's worth another look, isn't it? Okay, so here's exactly why I love America. You ready? I mean, thousands and thousands of reasons, and it's not just the view. But if I had to pick my number one reason why I love America, it would be because because I've left America and I lived overseas for many, many years. And listen, I can only control what I say. I can't control how you take what I say. Let me tell you about the rest of the world. It's a beautiful place. Some of the most beautiful scenery I've seen in my life was in Iraq. Some of the most wonderful people I've met in my life were in Iraq. Was in Asia, Philippines. I've been to Europe. I've been to England. Beautiful people, beautiful country. The world is a beautiful place. But let me tell you, there's no place like home. This is my home, the beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. I'm still going to keep traveling. I'm still going to go see those other places, but there's nowhere else I'd rather live than here. Okay, so a couple years ago, I was talking to some folks out this way, ran into them, introduced myself, and they said, "Oh, you're the guy that's always outside." I'm like, "Huh?" This girl in her 20s, she's like, "You're the guy that's always outside." I'm like, "Well, yeah, I guess, because like pretty much if I'm awake, I'm outside. And how could you not be when you live here?" I thought about what she said, and I started realizing there's a lot of people out here that I never see outside. But here's the deal. I spent 6 years in the Philippines. Beautiful country, beautiful people. There's a lot of them. Anytime you go outside, okay, you wouldn't see this. There'd be 1,000 houses right here, okay? And there would just be a sea of humanity. For 6 years, I would go out, and it's like, I'm not a big guy. I'm like 5'10", 180, probably the most average-sized American male you could find. And every time I'd go outside for 6 years, I would be just a head above a sea of humanity. So you better believe, now that I'm back, I'm going to be outside. Thanks for coming outside with me. Take a trip, people. Go somewhere else. And don't stay at the 5-star resorts where you're treated like a king. Go out and live among the people who are beautiful people. But go out and see what it's like. Then come back. I think you'll understand my point. Okay. True story time. True story I've never told in any of my books, not on YouTube. My driver's license expired when I was in Iraq, okay? And I know what you're saying. Well, why didn't you get that taken care of before you went? Well, because before I went, the only thing I was thinking about was getting killed. Worst case scenario. If you've been there, you know what I'm saying. So then I get back, go to the Philippines. I'm over there for 5 or 6 years. Long story short, I know, too late. I'm at the DMV trying to get my driver's license back. You had to have 3 valid proofs of ID. Had my birth certificate, had my passport, but then my old driver's license and even my military ID were expired. So I was at talking to these folks. I even had to take the test again. I had to retake the test because it had been so long since I had my license. Talking to everybody, they would not accept the expired IDs. Okay, so they bring like the branch manager over. We're going to call her Karen. It would be very fitting. Early 50s. Karen had a little bit of authority because she was the branch manager of the DMV there. So I'm pleading with her. I said, listen, my driver's license expired when I was in Iraq fighting in a war. Can you throw me a bone here? Nope. She's saying this. So I hear somebody say, where were you in Iraq? And I look over, and here comes this guy in a suit walking out of the office behind Karen. He had been in Karen's office. And I just said, Chawani, Boshi. And he says, oh, you were in Kurdistan. He was Iraqi. I said, yeah. He goes, where? I said, Zako. He goes, I know Zako. He looks at Karen, and he says, give this man his driver's license. Karen says, but, he doesn't have the proper carbon copy, he said, give him his driver's license. He said, sir, thank you for what you did over there in my home. I said, sir, I'm happy to have you here at our home, okay? We both live here. This is our home. And I said, thank you for helping me today. And if I would have thought about it, I said when Karen wouldn't, but I don't think Karen was the term used for such individuals at the time. He went back in his office. Karen put her head down and stomped off, and I got my driver's license. The world is full of beautiful people. There are beautiful people from everywhere. There are beautiful countries all over the globe. I love America. Sue me, Karen. I've got the endorphins going. I left out a pretty important part of that. The guy from Iraq, he was the regional manager. He had been a interpreter during the war for us, and he was grateful. Okay, you know what it really boils down to is gratitude. This whole mindset, this entitlement mentality, I used to think it was reserved for people on the dole, but I've met so many people who are not on the dole who just are not grateful for what they have. They're not grateful for anything. That's not me. Once upon a time it was. Not anymore. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for life. Grateful for that guy at the DMV, and I'm grateful for Karen. You know, good for her. Maybe she's got her pension by now. Maybe she's not there anymore. Maybe she's getting her check that's providing 60% of what she needs to live off of so that she only has to work part-time now. I hope so. I hope the best for Karen. All right. Thanks for being with me for another video. I think this is the end. I keep thinking I stopped it, but my gosh, the scenery is so beautiful, I just can't stop recording. Check back with us later. Go like our friend Jenny Jo. I'm going to put a video from her channel up here in the middle of the screen right now. Go over there, subscribe, tell her Crazy Lake sent you. She could tell you some stories.